Hey team, how we going? It is Kaz from the Trenches with Kaz, and I'm here tonight to say how you're going and help me to help you. We've got a whole bunch of little topics that are going to jump up tonight that is meant to inspire, start a spark, drop a pebble into the water to allow you to start to think it's time for mobilisation. It's time to start greasing the wheels, do a New Year's resolution early, and choose action over thought processes that keep you bogged down, to maybe thin the crowd, to start evaluating your circle of friends, family, those you listen to. Is their guidance, their counsel valuable, or does it hold you back? Make the best version of you. Choose action instead of words. Make yourself the happiest version that you can be, regardless of what's thrown your way through karma. Because we are coming out, not of the closet, but out the other side of COVID. Nothing's going to hold us back for too much longer. Time for haircuts, a new set of runners. Time to see the sun rise over the ocean. Take some photos with your mobile phone and start living life that you only get one of, unless you believe in crystals and the art of attraction, whatever that is. Let's see if Lauren's here as we welcome you all, because my eyes are almost non-existent. They're like the effervescent bubbles that are coming off this guy's arms in the background. If you don't like that, we'll switch it up and we can go to a bit of this, or we can go a little bit of Tully, whichever you choose. Lauren is shining.
I am here.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Well, we're here.
Huh?
We're here at the moment. We've got a poll up. We could see you were there. We dragged you out so that you could start talking to the fantastic people of the channel that are waiting for sometimes something a little bit different. Keep them shocked. Keep their minds stimulated.
Exactly. That's our job, to stimulate them.
Oh, that's what she said. Hello, King of Queens. How you going?
I've just been having an interesting conversation with Nicole about that NDIS article I was just talking to you about.
That was out of control.
Isn't it? It's ridiculous. Nicole and I reckon we could save the government heaps of money. We could whip them into shape for an easy 10 mil.
For half the money, I'll hoot you up on the people's lounge room floor. Yeah, and just be their buddy.
Yeah, if people don't know what we're talking about, it's come out in the news today that last year we spent $4.5 million on the NDIS for 21 people whose primary disability was listed as obesity.
Yeah, crazy.
It's a lot of money.
And isn't there thousands of people in the scheme?
There is, but most of them have very legitimate disabilities. And I'm not saying obesity isn't a legitimate disability, but that was not what it was ever planned for. And that's a lot of money. And I think it might be enabling the problem instead of doing what the scheme was meant to do and assist in independence.
Yeah.
We could easily whip them into shape for 10 mil.
I need whipping sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, and when you look at that from the macro scale, you can actually send your country broke. And we're seeing that in the some sectors of America, where there's actual communities that, through having to get bigger ambulances, through having whole shifts that are enabled for one person,
exactly.
It's out of control.
That come with it too, because then you've got other ones. And I think, by getting the bigger ambulances, and that, let's have one, but are we enabling them? Are we actually doing anything to make sure they're doing their bit on their end?
Yeah.
To be doing what they can to help themselves? Because you'd know with your PTSD, a lot of people in the chat would know with their disabilities, you have to do what you can to lift your own weight, and that is independence. You don't want to be dependent. That's an awful feeling.
And look, that's what this stream is about tonight, because some people are fantastic people, but have got a circle of those around them that bring gloom, bring problems, bring dilemmas, so that you basically need to thin the crowd before you can move forward at all, because they will hold you back. They will force you on the Titanic that before it starts sinking. And I don't mean a pleasure 5-star cruise. G'day, Leo Wanker, Stuntman for Life. We've got the Guardian here.
Exactly. Yeah, it's nice to see Sanaj over here. Welcome, Sanaj. I've never seen you in Kaz's chat before. He's an old friend from my channel and my Discord. It's nice to see him here.
It's a
Tim
fantastic name.
Yes, I know I'm saying it wrong. I know I am.
Sanaj. It sounds like a fragrance.
I think it's like an Aikido term, and I think it's Sanaji or something, but I don't know how to say it. But Sanaj, it does sound like a fragrance. It sounds like something Johnny Depp should be doing the fragrance ad for.
Because you're worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you go and spray it on someone that farts on a train.
Yeah.
Sanaj, because you're worth it. Well, team, we've got a whole bunch of headings here tonight. We'll talk to you guys now. Lee Richardson, how you going, mate? Carl P's had great news. He is now a member of the Australian Army Reserve, who just had his enlistment ceremony, had his World War II grandfather present for the photos as well. Amazing.
Yeah.
We've had some sad news for some people that have been told that do not reapply.
That's a shame.
It is tough. It is. But you know what?
Always have a plan B.
Always have a plan B.
Yep.
And that's what I tell girls that I see in a really great relationship. You've got to have a plan B, love.
You're the plan B, are you?
Yeah. I'll throw sand in an island in the water just to make an island and then push her onto it and jump on it with her, so we're the last two ever.
Oh, my gosh. Timmy Doust is here. Always nice to see you, Timmy. Tactic Nick is here. Nick.
Tactical Nook.
Daniel McAleer. Mr. Patterson, of course. It's always nice. I've been trying to explain to Mr. Patterson how he is actually a poo water drinking rhino, but I don't think he's quite understanding it. It's a long story, Mr. P.
Yeah.
Charmaine Little is here. That's nice. I was reading your comment the other day, Charmaine Little. It was really great on one of Kaz's other posts.
And what a great name again that it is.
Yeah,
I always think that when you hear cool names, that it's not until you see someone speak that you can look at them and hear about their name and go, wow, that's amazing. It can all be blown in seconds, don't get me wrong. Yeah. It's there was a woman on a podcast this morning and they were talking about angry females, how no men find them attractive. And she's going, so what can I do? And they go, just change your outlook, because at the end of the day, no one knew you were like that. You know, you are a beautiful woman. You've got all of these different tools. You're dressed well. You look nice. You look lovely. But then as soon as she opened her mouth, all that came out was Regan language, which is exorcist, and it was horrible. Took away all the beauty. We've got
ladies. It's okay. You can be strong and gentle and soft at the same time.
But don't say you're strong and then ask me to open a jar for you, because that's the definition of strong.
Yeah, exactly. Know your strengths and know what they are and what they aren't. Roger Ramjet's here. Always nice to see you, Roger Ramjet. He's our man.
He's got a chin.
Here.
He's got a chin, that lad.
Yeah, he does.
Look, let me just quickly explain this one to you. I put a poll up there because I saw that you could do this now in chat. And it's quite interesting, and we can always look at different things like this. And basically what it is everyone excited that we're about to move more towards reaction videos, which what we're about to do. I think sometimes it can feel like we're spamming streams that are talking about the same thing all the time, where people don't understand that I am your version of Joe Rogan, where I get up here and you might see the title and might think, well, that doesn't interest me. But then you get on here and realize that was a small portion of the topic that is covered, where we talk to you and you ultimately are the ones that decide on the fate of that stream after the narrative is actually presented. So yesterday I put up a summary of the 5 coolest videos that could go together, that could allow people to go to the one-stop shop, leave a comment about how to get in the military. And I haven't answered many of those comments for the reason, anyone that's ever done streaming before, social media, understands you answer a few when they first come out, sure, but then you've got to let it ferment for a while, give it time for the questions to start up. Otherwise, it'll become a full-time job just answering the comments per video, and you don't want to miss great comments. Talking about great comments, I'll get to that in a second. So we've got 87% of people are stoked. No. Some people, 4%, are saying no. I dare say that they might be newer to the channel, want to start in military. I get it. Don't understand. I have to like the channel that I make. I've now made something like 700 videos, in the last channel and this channel, to do with helping people, to do with the legitimacy and definitions of bayonet fighting. Is it worth it on geopolitical stances, on memorials for people that have died, etc. All of these things. But the one thing that I really, really enjoy doing is reaction videos, sometimes military-based, but other things similar to Jamison Travels. He does a fantastic job, because I don't want to look like the old professor on the uni campus that looks like he's chasing the freshmen, for example. So don't understand.
Also, you've put out, like the video that you put out yesterday, that is a fantastic resource. Anyone who's looking for answers of your basic questions and some of your not so basic questions, really do check out all the work that Kaz has already put out there for you. You will probably find the answer to your questions.
And if not, then that's the key place to ask a specific question in the comments below. We've already had someone today write a comment. What they write, Lauren? It made me shake my head.
The one I had to remove.
No. The one about you should do, I found this one too.
Yeah.
This one came out a few days ago. This is the sort of thing that really chaps my ass, team.
Yeah.
Sorry, Supervan, if you're watching, but, mate, honestly, you made me feel dumber after this comment. You really did.
You've chapped his ass.
Hey, Kaz, can you please make a video about joining the army? I'm like, oh.
Come on now. Do you know us? Have you ever been here?
Yeah. Okay, so I've got to put on what I put on there. Can you specify, mate? I've made literally a whole channel about the request of yours. You've hurt my brain. So, guys and gals, I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here to waste my time. We'd be having a different conversation if you were in the army and I was a platoon sergeant sitting across from you where it's high speed, low drag, and I want to know the summary of what you've got to say right now. Okay, I fix a problem or I pass it on. Let's go and get ready for war.
Yep, exactly. And because, the comment, I know you one you're talking about, someone asked for you to put the link up to a practice aptitude test. And here's the thing, guys, he's not your nanny. Show some initiative. Do some of the groundwork yourself, because that's actually going to be important in the job role. Sam Glasgow, I have to talk about him. He's heading off somewhere very soon.
That's a great name too.
Past SOI, and he's going to Darwin 5RR.
There you go. So, Mr. Glasgow, a long way from home, has made it through the School of Infantry, which means he's got his Skippy badge. Let's get some thumbs up down there now.
Done.
What platoon were you in there, matey? He's going to Darwin, okay, the land of divorces, which is the bookend side of Adelaide, which is the home of the single mum. So, mate, I hope you're good looking. I hope you don't have red hair, because you're going to hate the sun if you do. And I'll tell you what, when you're sharing a postcode with the USMC, the Marines that are up there, you got to have some good game if you're going to get someone home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Dick comes in lots of 3. That's how Kaz likes them.
Yeah, that's how you get Ivan Milat under your bed. All right, let's tick up some of these things here, because this is Mr. Glasgow. This is the epitome of what we're talking about. We've got people that went from civilian this year who are at Kapuka right now, which is in no way an indication of what it's like to be in the army. Let's get that straight. That's why I say don't quit at Kapuka. Okay, Singleton, goddamn hard. You can't remember how hard it was after you get out of there, but at the time it's goddamn hard. But this bloke is about to go into 2022, with a Skippy badge on, less than a year after being in civilian clothing in an area of up to 700 soldiers at 5RAR, working beside USMC in one of the most tropical environments of Australia, and weird enough, the price of real estate up there is gone through the goddamn roof.
It has lately, hasn't it?
Yeah, because they've found there's the water that's missing from down south is actually landing up north, and now they've got foreign buyers offering 50, 60, 70 million dollars for farms up there.
For real?
Savage. Okay. We've got some topics here, guys. So feel free to talk about amongst yourselves. You look at all the thumbs up there for Mr. Glasgow with some surfing signs there from Daniel Clark, Peter, Russell, Clark.
Yeah.
Cool cat. Thanks to Kaz, I'm waiting for an enlistment date. No worries, man. USMC are amazing, but they're not as good as us, Josh. Remember that one.
That's right.
You know, and how do I know that? Because I love working with them, but that's what they told us. You know, that was at Kaneohe Bay on one of the 2 trips I've done over there with the USMC, and also when they're in Australia going, Jesus, you guys are a bit different. Yeah?
You're different, all right. That's the truth.
And they learnt outside tats, but then again, so did Kaz. You know, I dug a runway with this bloody keel of a nose on the road.
The legendary.
One of that big black fella still talks about the time he punched out that guy of privilege, that Australian Anzac. Okay. What are you going to do in 2022? The reason why I say this is my life changed on New Year's Day 2021. And I'll explain that to you one day. Mm-hmm. But 2022, I don't believe in New Year's resolution. The day before it, you put some candles on a cake and go, wish for something. Give the cake a blowjob. And then go, what do you think of? You? Not quite sure. I hadn't put thought into it. You've got 3 months until New Year's Day. So that gives you a chance to get a run up on the runway, to put some things into play and think, how am I going to make my life different? And that's what it's about. But I'm asking you now a call to action. What are you going to do in 2022? Because you've got no excuses. COVID's going to have the complete opening up by then.
Yeah, and even if we don't, you've got to do something.
You got to. Do you know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
Monday, the shop's open. It's time I go and get some of this Leif Garrett hair cut off.
I was just actually admiring that before, liking it over your ears. I bet that's liberating in a way.
I tell you what, there's some bald people getting very angry at my follically enhanced hair.
It's so resplendent. You know, amongst our friends, you're like a lion.
Look at that. There's no more Ellen DeGeneres hairstyle anymore. My fringe is gone because my daughter just went snap, snap, snap because I wanted to improve her morale. But I'm feeling very California at the moment.
You're looking at too.
Okay, on Monday, this sucks. This sucks. Put a thumb up there if you're going to join me. Yeah. I'm going in to buy a new pair of runners. It's time to get back out on the track. You know, Kaz has found when he goes on rants lately, I won't talk myself in the third tense, sorry. Yeah. You know, sorry, Stoddy. That I find that I'm getting a little bit short on breath, you know, lately. So I want to make sure the inside, if I'm never going to eat salad, I'm never going to eat fruit, you know, I'll leave that for Tarzan and lefties, that I better do something physical, you know.
Yeah, no, I understand that. You know, I could do a bit extra on the treadmill myself.
Yep, everyone can. That's the thing.
Exactly.
40 Mike. I'm going to fall for the recruiting ads and then flunk out of Kapuka. Then blame everyone except me. You know, dude, that's a franchise these days, mate.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't be alone.
I've honestly had comments where people have said it's okay to quit. You know, don't quit shame people. You're going, dude, you have to bring shame back, because what is shame? If I was to speak to, g'day Fugley, how you going in WA over there, you glazier? Mr. P, we've got Bravo Charlie. You should try to grow a beard, Kaz. What are you talking about? There is no way a lumberjack or a blacksmith spark gets through this. This is dangerous cargo. You know, I wear a face and hair like this and let people know I'm in the stock market on a pension, you know, and a Z-class celebrity in somewhere like Centrelink in Adelaide. Mate, I'm getting swiped right. This is a beard in all Asian countries.
Yeah. Charmaine wants to know what your first nickname in the army was. I was never in the army, so I didn't have one, but I suppose I get called Loz. That's it. What about you? Was yours Kaz?
I tried to call myself the ground attack cat. But I was called, what was it called? Milky Tooth.
Really?
Yeah, because I've got that like calcium deposit there that I've had all my life. And so people are going, what's going on? So I had to start saying to people, well, I've got a little toothbrush. So what I do is I only brush that little bit. And they're going, so call me Milky Tooth.
And you can't, Look, you've got to lean into nicknames. The more you resist, the worse they get.
Absolutely. And I've given shitloads of them.
Yeah, there's a green cow from Luke Holland.
Wait a sec. Luke. And also to you, sir, the salutes are officers. Dave D, don't get excited. What's Luke saying?
He says, got medically unfit for the ADF because of scoliosis. Now over this year, I need to get it down to mild scoliosis to prove I should be accepted. I don't know how you can do that, but we appreciate you all being here, whether you're ADF, ex-ADF, or no connection to ADF at all. We love to hear about your journey, no matter where it's taking you.
Look, absolutely. And you know what? We are born with sometimes a few less hands, or a hand, in a hand, if you will, where sometimes it's fantastic, sometimes it's not. Something that is a strength today can be a downfall tomorrow. Sometimes someone's bad luck can come just because they're so good looking. You know, I'm not holding the mirror up to myself here, but I know some guys who cannot get out of the fast lane because they've naturally got great calf muscles, great abs, you know, manly chin, and a wicked rogue smile. And those poor bastards, wherever they go, they're being poached by the women that are after the top 10%, and these guys eventually stray, and turn into some version of what used to be successful.
Yeah, it's too much temptation. It's a curse.
It is. Bravo, Charlie. Weasel. Yep, got called the Weasel too. Not sure why. Could have been going through other people's rat packs. I don't know.
Well, I've heard from more than one person that your pack was pretty special.
My pack was called the Abomination.
Yeah.
Because I never pull out of anything, you know, which means I should have more kids, if you know what I'm saying. No, my pack, I used to not prepare it. I used to go outfield. I know I never quit.
Yep.
You know, I knew I was always primo fit, you know, and strong to carry my gear. So I just whacked the stuff in, took a winter weight sleeping bag, even in summer in bloody Townsville, and went out and did my job. But quite often, my pack was almost sideways on my back because I was focused with what's in front, not what's behind me.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard from people that it was anxiety-inducing, that you were like the best soldier with the most jacked-up pack.
I took my pack one day to a piss-up, and they all stood around and pissed on it.
Oh, no.
It was it was when I was leaving the battalion to go down and become an instructor at the School of Infantry. And they wrote all over it so that I could never carry it, but all it did was improve the camouflage.
Oh, yeah, they would have, I imagine. Yeah.
So what are you going to do in 2022? What I'm asking is to light a fire under your ass and make you start thinking. You know, let's put 2020 behind us. Let's put 2021 behind us.
Yeah, please.
Start thinking about 2022. Let's use this as a scaffolding to success in the future and not use the previous 2 years as an excuse for the next 40.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, don't use any excuses from what's happened has happened, no matter when it happened in your life. Let's grab a hold of 2022 and squeeze it for all we can get out of it.
That's it. I'm going to get a tattoo of 2022 somewhere.
Where?
No, on my bunion. Okay.
Do that one.
I've got to give you a method. And you're all invited to this as of 2022, New Year's Day. You know, what I want to start to happen is as many people as we possibly can all get on Fitbit. I know people have got Garmin's, but it's not as community-based as Fitbit.
Yep.
So that we can have challenges and laugh, and you can see who got up in the middle of the night to do another 4,000 steps to get ahead.
Yep.
And that is our way of tracking each other, staying connected.
She got a Fitbit for her birthday and she loves it. She always makes sure she gets up and does the extra steps if she has to do it.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yep, it sure is. And it's not even about like being trim or anything like that, folks. It's about being healthy.
It's about community. It's about having a new circle of people around you that you can laugh at, text, and basically say, these people are doing this right now. It's a constant reminder through the day that there's other people in your circle that are outside, maybe the people that are giving you a bit of curry, unless you're from India, which is fine. We've got the crazy Russian here. Ivan, is here. I've been gone way too long. He's been hungover. No, they don't get hangovers. Your favourite Russian, hello, Kaz and Lauren and the team. Good to have you here, mate. Always good to have you here.
Yeah. Jaden Bickley has a question for you.
Go, Jaden. What do you got, mate?
He says, hey, Kaz, why does it seem that every defence recruiter salesman seems to really dislike the infantry?
Jealousy.
To
put it bluntly, is jealousy. If you look at the top of the spear and everyone's below that, and everyone had the choice to go support or go combat, every photo that someone has when they're on operations is trying to get either a fighter jet in the background that they've never flown, or trying to look like they're on a combat mission outside the wire, despite the fact that they may be a passenger in a convoy, but not necessarily holding the weapon, deployed with their role of the infantry to seek out and close the enemy, to kill or catch him, seize and hold ground, repel attack by day or night, regardless of season, weather, or terrain. We don't hold any disregard, but I will tell you, as an infantry soldier, I don't think we're all one army, because the standards are completely different. The expectations are completely different. The way we work and there's regimental and non-regimental units that are completely different. One will have barbecue packs, watching videos and big screen, drinking cold Coke to the point where they get a scar above their lip, while others haven't had a shower in 4 months.
Yeah.
That's not the same military.
No, exactly. And look, here's the thing. Guys want to be you, women want to be with you.
Not for long. They don't want to be with us for long.
Especially when you haven't had a wash for that long.
I used to love coming back from Tully and checking out the leeches that you've got still in your boot, still in your pants. You honestly look like you'd come off the second fleet when you saw people come back from Tully. Out of control. Nicole King, thanks. Charmaine, just a part of life for me now. Yeah.
She was saying she might need to join in the fitness regime in the middle of the year when she's looked after the rest of her health. So, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to go around what you've got going on, but do your best, for other things. Keep your mind healthy as well.
Yeah, and that's what this is about. This is about a holistic sort of approach. Crystals won't work. The law of attraction won't work. You need to do something and choose action. And something that can make you piss yourself laughing at 10 o'clock at night rather than, oh shit, what does tomorrow bring? Garth Brooks, what if tomorrow never comes?
Exactly. Good night, Mr. P.
Good night, Mr. P. Good night, mate.
Yeah, indeed. And that's, that's what you've got to do. You've got to stop the magical thinking. The pixies aren't going to come in the night and solve all your problems. You have to be proactive.
Yeah, and proactive is one of those things. We don't learn about money at school. We tend not to learn about money from family. So this is all about reducing debt, to reduce anxiety. It's about learning how to do things where potentially invested money, and I don't mean at TATS equivalent. Almost every military soldier, except Harry, will tell you that we spent a lifetime of cash at the places we drank at, all of it, and had nothing to show for it. We could go overseas and come home with $60,000 in the bank account, and there was a drag race to spend it. Living in the fast lane, and people will bend over backwards, literally, to help you spend it. With a little bit of financial education, you don't always have to wait 50 years before you make some wise decisions.
Yeah, that's true, but it's really important, and it's because people nowadays, there's such a debt trap. And there's so many things luring you to buy me. You need me to be happy. You don't. You can live below your means. You really need very little.
It's true. And if you teach yourself about money, then ultimately what is going to happen is you will activate within yourself a new interest, but also a way that you can educate your children one day and potentially break that mouse on the wheel cycle. So eventually there can be fluidity, and you can be higher in middle class, higher in lower class, whatever. Money doesn't define you, but what it can do is bring anxiety, stresses, reduce capability, prevent you from traveling to Alaska, if that's your thing, prevent you from even having the dog you want.
Yep, exactly. You've got to think about what's important to you, what do you want to do, set goals, keep an exercise book like I do and write down every single thing you spend.
Yeah.
You know, you might be amazed. You might find places where you're spending money that you really just don't need.
Yeah, and sometimes in relationships that you shouldn't be in. You know?
And that's true. That's a valid point, though, Kaz.
If you're chilling with takers, they'll take every last cent.
And they won't stop till you've got nothing left.
Yep, and then they'll leave you because you got nothing.
Exactly.
But next subject, because money shouldn't define us, is learn how to swim. I have to make a video about this because I'm telling you now, the amount of people that come to the channel that ask, what about swimming? Now, I don't understand this because I thought to join the military that can't swim, and it's not a choice. You have to be able to swim.
Yeah, and you do. And here's the thing. Don't be so ashamed that you don't take yourself down to your local pool and get into an adult swimming lessons. It's never too late to learn.
Yep, you don't have to be able to swim a kilometre, team, but you do need to be able to swim 200 metres.
You do need to be able to swim at least to save your life, even if you're not in the military. You need to be able to swim.
Yeah, just so we've got Danny McLear here.
Yep.
It might be only 30 metres, right, for a non-arms corps in the pool for the swim test, in the 2 minutes tread water, etc. And it's 50 metres for infantry, whatever. You know, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to get asked to do something that is very difficult within military context at a river, okay, crossing water, doing a landing, climbing over a boat in the middle of the night with your pack on, or whether you're in a submersible or a swimming armoured vehicle, or in a helo. Anything can happen. You need to be confident around water, or catastrophe could come your way. We don't ask who's a strong swimmer, who's not. We presume that everyone can swim well.
Yeah, at least to a standard. Yeah, exactly.
And it's also how we do impact-free training, PT, in the pool, especially in summer, because you'll have your own Olympic pool. Don't turn your back on the things you're shit at. Because you know what else? There's nothing worse than seeing great people that don't know what it's like to have the confidence to just dive off a jetty, to think, I might go scuba diving, you know, to go for a swim, that avoid social occasions that are around water because they're embarrassed to say I can swim, like people that wait too long to get their driver's license. It can be very, very awkward.
Yep, indeed.
So let this be the year of learning to swim if you can't, because I tell you what, it opens the world up to you and it makes you a happy, happy person.
And if you're not military, ladies, and maybe you've had a baby, get in the pool. It's great exercise.
Yep.
And without being too tiring, if you're not really great at exercise, it's really, really good for you.
And if you're injured too, low impact.
Yeah, it's true. It's really great.
Simon Powell, g'day buddy, how you going? Sydney Shore, beautiful name. SS, I know some poor communities around Australia don't teach swimming at school. It's very unfortunate, but everyone's got rivers. Everyone, you know, there's water everywhere in the not everywhere in the drought. I get it.
Yep.
You know,
most places have a community pool, and that they usually do have like a healthcare card concession and that. So it is always a shame when kids don't get the opportunity to swim.
Yeah, well, my father was one of the fastest swimmers in the Australian Army.
Really?
Yeah, and he was from Moree.
Yep. That's west, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the buggery. They were a town that was meant to be so much bigger, but they said, no, we don't want people moving in. We're locals here. And they went, no worries, see you later. And now their town is a little bit bigger than than a Tasmanian family.
Yeah, what do you mean by thin the herd?
Thin the herd. This is an interesting one. Carl P., what do you reckon I mean by thin the herd? Let's put this one back on you guys. I'm asking this one to Carl P., to Maddie, and to Liam Smith. Okay, you three guys, what do you reckon I mean by thin the herd? What does that mean to you?
I think I know what you mean, and I think it's good advice for 2022.
I don't think there's a person that couldn't write down everyone that they know. Don't look on Facebook. They're not your friends. They're people that are on your Facebook. You know that. Put everyone down you know and go, okay, are they good for you? Are they neutral for you, or are they a drain on you? You know, that doesn't mean you don't help your people that are in your circle, but I mean if they actually are actively a negative drain on you. If that's the case, maybe you need to swap one for one, because remember, every 3 to 4 years you turn into a different version of you. You don't drag exactly the same group through life that are also different versions of them that are not compatible with who they used to be. You break up with partners. Sometimes you have to break up with friends.
Yeah, everybody, grows at different rates, and you've got to shed that old skin, otherwise you're not going to grow.
Everlast, the culling, the purge.
Yeah, the purge. Well, it is like that. I call it a cull. I do it regularly, but I do it about every 3 years.
but you keep letting me back onto your phone.
Well, you've never been culled yet. You're good for me.
She said yet.
I culled you.
Joshy Fawn says, I have a massive herd. I need to thin.
And you do, because you don't, life is, believe it or not, is not a popularity contest.
No,
it's
not.
So sometimes to be the best person you need to be, you do have to apply some gardening terms. Like Charmaine said there, you need to remove some dead wood so that you can have new growth.
It is true. It is true. I tell you what, every time you go out, you'll see a group of people where you can see, why is that person friends with that person?
Yeah, when someone just is like a handbrake on your life, or they bring you down. And yet Nicole King's quite right. Sometimes they're family members that you have to, get rid of.
And it's very sad.
It is sad, but it is true.
Sometimes we get trapped into a world where we can't say the truth about our own families because it's so painful to admit that your life, is not perfect. You're not the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, it's true. And it might be better for them too. It might, they might need you to be out of their life too. You can send people, you don't have to hate them and be vengeful. You can just send people on their way with love and blessings.
Just drift
you
away.
Over there. I'll
drift
do me.
away.
Yeah.
If everyone worked on being a better version of himself and said, do I treat people the way I want to be treated?
Yep.
If I put the anger stick away, you would find the vast majority of people these days have absolutely no shame or self-reflection on the way they act and treat others.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Shame can be healthy. It's...
Hey, there's our IT guy.
Yeah, Rye's been here for ages. I was waiting for you to notice it, but I kept forgetting to mention it. Sorry, Rye.
Rye, the Twitcher. Which means he's actually on Twitch. He's not an addict.
He doesn't have a Twitch. Yeah.
Hey, Buckaroony from North Queensland. He's retired now. Fantastic.
And it suits him.
It does suit him. I tell you what, guys, if you think at the moment, and I'm sure there's some people that start to think after a while, you know what? I can't keep fighting. You know what? It can get worse. And if you don't think it can get worse, what I want you to do is type into YouTube Kensington Avenue. And what you'll see is Skid Row in the USA over there, and that is another level.
Yeah.
You can see some really beautiful women that used to be really beautiful women that have no options left in the middle of the day, absolutely laying flat on the cement, and there's men with tattoos all over them that tell you that they were once proud because they don't spend money on tattoos, good tattoos, when they're into addiction. That money, they're not going to waste it on that.
No, they wouldn't. And here's the thing. That's a deep hole to crawl out of if you can crawl out of it. It's going to take you the rest of your life to recover from getting that low.
And the only way you get rid of that, is choose action. You have to do something.
And maybe a little bit of shame earlier on will stop you dropping that low.
Well, that's right. And shame is one of those things being removed from left-leaning groups as well as social justice warriors, that are never fighting for the truth. But the shame is something that you're supposed to have for yourself. It's, another word for it is self-respect. And that is, I won't wear that out because I'm going to a funeral. I will dress up for this occasion. I won't wear pajamas to the goddamn bloody supermarket. When I turn up to the army, I will make myself the best version of myself.
Exactly. Yeah, because this is the thing.
Charmaine.
Oh, hey, Charmaine. There, that's nice.
Nutsu Cow, that's 1,490 subscribers worth of people that have been, that's equivalent to. Thank you very much, my dear. And I like the 1RAR blue there. That's the same colour as the van, which I'll tell you about in a second.
Pepsi Blue.
No.
Because that shame is that feeling is how we police ourselves into not behaving badly.
It's an internal audit.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's actually like a hedge we put up to stop us going off track. So it can be a good thing. It's very different than someone who's just jealous of you, trying to heap shame on you for no reason. That's why you really not need to look at others for your worth. You need to know it from yourself, and that's having integrity.
You don't give yourself titles. Let other people do that, and it might be a nickname.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly. Mr. Buckaroni said he's getting a Rafa tattoo.
a Rafa tattoo.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed the artwork on your thumbnail the other day of Little Rafa. That would make a good tattoo, just that actual graphic there, Mr. Buckaroni.
He loves that dog. It's almost unholy.
Oh, come on.
He's got too much time on his hands now. Look at him.
Yeah, you can talk. You spoil Mr. Achilles.
It's the only boy I kiss. With pleasure. Anzac Parade, Kensington. Is it Anzac Parade? No. Just Kensington Avenue in the USA. It's a Skid Row, mate.
Yeah,
There's all this live footage that gets millions and millions of views of people that just have no way up. They're not coming back from where they are. They're in a deep, dark place.
Yeah. Sanaj is right. Too many people in our area who wear their pajamas to the supermarket. He's exactly right. It's like people have really lost they just don't worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
And they go down. And in fact, I saw a school in England in the news who has actually started shaming parents on their social medias who drop the kids off at the school gates in their pajamas. Come on, folks.
Huh.
Self-respect.
Well, kids don't go to school till it's nearly 9, so that's pretty late.
Yeah. Brush your hair, wash your face, get dressed. It's the best way to actually beat depression and make yourself feel a lot better every day.
Yeah.
First step.
Yep, that's it there, Matty. Kensington Avenue, USA. Yeah, it'll come up. You know, and it's transfixing. You can watch it, and an hour is gone before you know it.
Yeah, exactly. Hi, Zane. It's Gory. I've seen It's Gory in the comments. Nice to see you at a stream. Sorry I'm late, Kaz. You had to stream while I was watching the F1.
The F1?
F1?
I can't enjoy the F1 racing because you basically win from the pole position. What's the point of having a race? They're too quick. They can't pass each other. And then when they do, they act like prima donnas and run into each other. You know, I was over in Italy and I was going to be watching the F1 over there, but I ended up going to Catalonia and going to the MotoGP instead. One of the most expensive weekends of my life, $2,500 for 2 days. But it was excellent. I had tears in my eyes when Casey Stoner, Vermeulen and West were racing around Australian flag trying to beat the doctor.
Sorry, Bravo Charlie's making me laugh. He says he doesn't wear a shirt when he drops the kids off to the pool. That's not true. I've heard you've worn some pretty resplendent shirts in your time.
When your back's that hairy, you don't need to. The guy's wearing the wool suit.
Well, he's been known to wear a pirate shirt.
Yeah.
Exactly, Mr. Buckaroni. You just got to start and get your stuff together. Even if you don't feel like it, you just start doing your normal stuff. Wash your face, brush your hair, get dressed for the day, even if you've got nowhere to go.
Mr. Buckaroni, if you don't mind me asking, mate, how old are you now? You wouldn't be too far off the 6'0", yeah? What, 5'5"? Because Mr. Buckaroni has, for those that don't know, he's a great YouTube channel. Mr. Buckaroni spent 20 years in the army, and then I think another 10 years in the cops, another 10 years or more, 15 years or something in the prison trade. You know, that guy spent so much time, and now he's rebuilding himself again.
Exactly. I don't think I know anyone who served Australia as much as Mr. Buckaroni.
No. If when you stop, Tim, I'll tell you, I'm 50 years old now. You know, when you stop and you slow down, your body catches up real quick and you get really, really tired. Afternoon sleeps are just like caviar, you know, and before you know it, the days, the weeks, the months can slip away. So stay as sharp point, blue flame, exciting and invigorated as you can. See as many sunrises as you can. Sunsets don't mean shit anyone can be up long enough to see a sun go down. But when you get up and see a sun rise, different people exist during that hour of the day. The sky is more beautiful. The water smells great. It's quiet as hell. There's no footprints on the sand. So beautiful.
It doesn't last long. My Rose and I were watching the golds turn into pinks this morning of the sunrise, and then it was gone within half an hour. So it's true. Get up half an hour earlier.
Yeah, and I tell you, it makes your breakfast taste good. It makes your coffee taste good. You can take your shoes off.
About yourself. You feel like you've achieved something. And consistency is the key. You really only have to do something for about 2 weeks for it to become habit.
And you know what? They're better people awake at that time of day.
I agree. It's beautiful. Listen to the birds. Everything's different at that time of day.
Everyone says hello. Everyone's walking past each other. They've all got some sort of problem keeping out of bed or someone they want to get away from.
Yeah, Mr. Buckaroni's 56 and a half. He's only like 5 years.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. But when you put that much physical aptitude into a lifetime, and now he's a YouTuber.
Yeah, and it is a great channel.
Yeah. Okay, Carl P., who works on the roofs. I see the sunrise every day except for Sunday. There you go, mate. Yeah. The quietness is resplendent. It's beautiful.
It is resplendent. There's something kind of spiritual about that time of day, the quiet. You remember how small you are as a human when you're up at that time of day.
Do you know one thing there is no excuse for, Carl? What do you think about this one, mate? And that's cold water swimmers. I don't understand it. The people that get up as the sun is breaking the horizon, no matter what season it is, and they feel they need to get in the water, they have to wear dick stickers. I'd never wear boardies. And they just got to do laps and then stare at your eyes as they walk past you. You're like, they're a weird folk.
But you know what? They're doing their thing. They're out there doing it.
They are. But are they the people that just won't stop? You go, the water's going to be 20% warmer in another few weeks if you just wait. Hey, lads, I'm joining the infantry, but I'm scared of my long-distance vision will let me down. I see perfectly fine with glasses. Mate, that'll all come out in the assessment session, mate, where they'll talk to you. You'll do a visual test. They might talk to you about laser surgery, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll all come out.
Yeah, and but you've got to know down here, Kaz, the water never gets warmer.
It sounds like aching shin bones, your weather.
It can be the hottest day in the world. Everyone heads to the beach, but everyone just builds sandcastles because as soon as you get in that water, you remember the next stop's Antarctica.
That's it. Charmaine likes the coffee and the Tim Tam. Get rid of the Tim Tam and replace it with a ham and cheese toasted sandwich with excess butter. Yeah. It's so good, and you've got the next 16 hours to wear it off.
I usually just have some berries for breakfast, maybe some yogurt, a smoothie because you can whack spinach and that in it. It's great.
That sounds like Navy filth.
It's delicious, and you can't even taste it. And it's really great. Or sometimes if I'm really splashing out, I'll have like a croissant and I'll put maybe even some salami on it. Yeah. Hi, David Penson.
I knew a gay sailor that liked to put some salami on it.
Sanaj says he does an annual walk up the mountain to stand under a waterfall. Which mountain? Is that part of Sleeping Beauty or do you go further?
I hope it's bloody warm.
Bravo, Charlie said Tassie has a summer. It was Tuesday last year.
Hey, look who else is here. Dave Penson.
I just said hello to David Penson. Yeah.
Hey, Dave, how you going, mate? How's Nam going? How's the chopsticks?
Yeah.
There's a fork. I should send you one. Mate,
we don't want anyone in budgie smugglers.
there's no excuse for it. Mr. Dave, I saw a couple of missed calls from you. I was homeschooling at the time, mate. I'm sorry about that. I'll give you a call and get back in touch with you. We'll see what's going on. I hope your street's going well. I hope your people are going well. I hope your wife's going well. For those who don't know, Dave Penson is in Vietnam. Yeah, can we get some thumbs up or some emojis over there for the old veteran who's over in Vietnam?
Young Anthony. I got to say it right.
Anthony.
Hi, eldest. Nice to see you.
That's a pretty bold claim to say you're the oldest person here.
Yeah, you'd be. Mr. P's just gone to bed. That's how old he is. Hey, Kaz and Lauren decided to make a change and have applied for the ADF. Took the online aptitude test today, and he didn't ask you for the link. I'm both nervous and a little bit intimidated. Enjoy the ride, eldest.
You should enjoy the ride, mate. And I tell you, I am shit scared of aptitude tests as well, because it is an intelligence test that you can't dodge. And as your fitness goes down and you get older, your IQ actually starts to drop. I don't know if mine was ever considered a pinnacle at any stage, but I'm smart enough to stay active. Yep.
Hi, Lightfoot. Nice to see you.
I guys organised a spontaneous celebration of 2 weeks in my new job and getting my mojo. So we went out for dinner, and I just got home now. I wish we could go for dinner, Lighty, where we are, but that's not until Monday.
Yep.
Mate, where'd you go for dinner? Let us know. I'm pretty hungry now. I don't get dinners on Friday nights.
Yep.
Matty B. Hey, guys, everyone know what they ask in a psychology assessment? Matty B, I'll cover that now, but you do need to understand that we don't make scripts for people for psychology, because there is a lot of people that should not be in the military, and they don't know that they shouldn't be in military because there's something wrong with the hard wiring in their head. But they will ask you questions like, what is your thoughts of having to potentially take the life of another human being that you'll be carrying a weapon and it's not an ornament? Have you got depression? Do you have substance abuse issues? Do you have a problem with authority? What do you think about working with others that you may or may not like? All of these things, your common sense should be able to navigate you through that. It is not a confession session. It is not the time to say, I used to do drugs, but now I don't, because that is a sure way of never getting into the military, cutting yourself short of a career. If it's not on the paper, if it's not on a charge sheet, then it didn't occur.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe you could just reiterate what the little poll was about at the beginning.
Okay. I will, just after I talk about Ayers Rock 2.0 here.
Yeah, sure.
And Ayers Rock, I tell you now, when you look up at it, your thoughts about climbing up and disappear real quick. It looks slippery. It's massive, and it is beautiful.
I want to see it one day.
So beautiful, but so overpriced, everything.
Yeah, I think we should all do a pilgrimage there one day and at least see it.
I was in the school swim team, says Ayers Rock, team back in elementary school in Wollongong. That's some cold water right there. The school had us arrive to the beach at 7 a.m. to swim in the open ocean.
I bet it was.
Yep, it would have been bloody freezing, mate, I tell you. On to the next question that came from Lauren, and that was the explanation of the poll there. Is everyone excited that we're about to move more towards reaction videos? Guys and gals, as we've stated before, with the old channel and new channel, we've done over 700 videos that are more or less all about military-themed service. You know, the video I put out yesterday is a summary of 5 videos that you need most. If not, there should have been 6, the Don't Quit one, that go about the truth about the military. The 10 questions you should ask yourself before going for a U session. The U session, the assessment session, the PFA, the pre-enlistment fitness assessment. Okay, with me gobbing off in there as well. Now, if you go to that, that's the one-stop shop for wisdom. It's all you need before you go. Watch it once, write notes. Then, if there's anything that falls out of that, write a comment below that video, and I will be there to help you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a terrific resource. And also, it is worth checking out the back catalogue, because in amongst the streams, there are some real gems of little videos that Kaz has put up that are resources for you to use.
It's true. And the title should say what they're basically about.
Yeah.
Now, what we're going to do is, for those that haven't seen it, Jameson's Travels. He's as dry as a ration-packed biscuit. You know, I love the guy. He was Marines, USMC over, and he's an older bloke, older than Bucko and myself. And he does a fantastic reaction type videos, and I believe he's used to be predominantly military as well. The channel has to evolve, you know, and we have to do this for you as well, because we don't want you to leave the channel because you've found everything you've ever needed and now it's not pertinent to you anymore. So we need to keep you entertained, keep you laughing, have a community where we move on as the van comes, as all of these things occur, and there's videos that you might want to watch more than once that aren't about knowledge. They're about just making you laugh and smile and cringe.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
exactly.
So the van. We rang up yesterday. We ordered the van the start of the year. For those that don't know, I've ordered a top-of-the-line VW transporter, and it's going to be completely decked out as a camper van to let me us the Leland brothers while
really
sleeping at Bunnings, another place. I made sure it's blue so it doesn't look like a candy van.
Pepsi Blue, everyone.
You can call it whatever you want. But guess what? I'm a Coca-Cola man.
Yeah.
Look at that. And just so you know that's not fake, listen to this one. Ben Cousins. Get rid of the side bubbles. Audio porn right there.
What a great sound. ASMR. You should do some Coke ASMR. Hi, JP. Welcome back.
So we're going to do some reaction videos, just to keep the ball rolling, to make it more entertaining for my old mates that can't come to my channel. They're going, Kaz, I've had a gutful of talking about army. I did it all my life.
It's been like going to work for them.
Yeah. Ryan, hey, you went with the World War...
VW, Kaz. Should have gone to Specsavers.
Yeah. Nice. Love VW. Well done. Nice. You'll be getting in that van too, Ryan, my man.
Yep. Indeed.
We're going to pay you to get B-roll of us in the van.
Yep. Sounds like paradise, Sanaj, parking at Bunnings car park and living off the snags.
Sausage for Savage?
Yeah.
Sanaj?
You're worth it.
Coke at night. It's whiskey time for me. I wish I was man enough to drink whiskey, Liam. To me, whiskey is a full of shit drink. When people taste something, they have to punch the table after it and then say it was smooth. I'm going, I'm sorry that the beating you gave that table says fake news there, brother.
Yeah, I can't even pretend to be a great drinker.
At my age, I should be working just chest, back, and biceps and letting the beard flow and standing at the bar with steely eyes, which I can't. I look like I'm from a boy band that went broke, drinking whiskey and never chasing a girl. Let them come over and go, wise man, what have you had to say?
Wise man. Yeah, exactly. Wise man, let me in your van.
Oh, I'll take you home country road.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, yes. We have to say happy birthday to Sanaj's young son, Jack. It's his birthday tomorrow.
How old is he?
How old is Jack? He's had his little friend, so I don't know. Let us know, Sanaj.
Yeah. And what's his name? Jack.
Yeah.
He trusted Jill.
Yeah, Jack's a great lad too. He's a really nice little boy. And
we know one thing too. Blue tack does not work on Humpty's head. Nicole's having the Bundy and Coke now.
Oh, yikes. He's 8. There you go. So Jack's 8. Happy birthday, Jack.
Jack, if you're watching right now, my daughter is about to turn 10 on Remembrance Day. Kaz, Anzac Day. To Jack, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear strong name Jack.
Yeah, he is.
Happy birthday to you. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. We get less than 100 of them in our life, Jack. Enjoy it. It's all about you, mate. I love looking back and knowing the biggest smiles I put on faces were always children in foreign countries when we gave them the time of day, made them feel awesome. And I tell you, mate, the children are our future. We do have to look after them. Don't look down on them, except height-wise.
Yep.
Take some time to inspire them. Teach them something. Yep.
Yeah, he's an awesome daddy. And his mother is one of the nicest ladies in town, Sanaj's mother. She's a great lady.
There you go.
I always let my kids go and play at her house because I knew she ran a tight ship.
That's fantastic. It's a good name too.
Yeah, indeed. It's a man's name, isn't it?
Sanaj, you're wearing it. You're wearing it.
You're wearing it.
If I if I was a slave rower, I'd want to wear Sinage.
What? You'd be wearing whip marks on your back.
It sounds like it comes from a convict's back. Sinage. The sweat and toil of those who built the country.
Hamish Edwards says, I haven't drank apart from 1 to 2 beers with co-workers after a hard shift, pretty much 4 years alcohol-free. You know what? We should all actually endeavour to be more like you, Hamish, because there's nothing, like, especially for ladies, like, truly, if you're having trouble losing weight, try and cut back on your grog a little bit. It really will make a really big difference.
Well, when I see one of our mutual mates who can drink Bundy rum and Coke all night, I go, how much Coke did he drink in that night, mixed with how much Bundaberg did he drink in that night, mixed with 2 packets of cigarettes that he had that night, and that's most nights. Yet he still looks like he's bouncing along fine. I don't understand how.
Yep.
JP, team will come quickly if he goes to sleep. There you go. Mr. Buckaroony spoke to ex-company 2IC in one area. He said the same thing. Buckaroony. Bundy rum may have been responsible for me soiling my undies on the odd occasion.
Oh, good grief. See, that's too far. You wouldn't do that nowadays, I hope, Mr. Buckaroony.
If you had a more wholesome sex life, mate, you wouldn't be dropping your load.
Exactly. Sinage, we could be onto something there. We need to, bottle your essence. That is a sellable product. We are making up money-making schemes tonight.
What do you do to yourself, Mr. Buckaroony? I've never had the Bombay doors come open, just because I've been drinking.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Bart team, when you've got every one of you, whether you know it or whether you like it or not, has got a medical dilemma that you have been granted by God that you may not know about yet.
It's true. Yeah. And like Mr. Buckaroony was reminding us all, I think it was a couple of months ago, men, please go get your prostates checked. It's not pleasant, but go do it. Ladies, go get your paps. Everybody, go get your health checks. Make sure you're okay.
I'm pissed that when men go and get their check now that they don't get the fist of fury, because I tell you what, it was too late for Kaz, and that changes your goddamn outlook on life. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
And I found out in a foreign country, where there was no air conditioning or anaesthetic, mate.
Yeah.
Ever since then, having ulcerative colitis, that can change your life. Crohn's disease can change your life. But you can't let it. You can't let it. I've been walking through shopping centres before and done 6 or 7 number 2s in 1 hour. Can't leave the shopping centre because you've got to keep going back, and then ultimately look like you are your own version of Pinocchio with your own hand up your up your own catcher's mitt.
Yeah. I like your attitude, though. You keep on keeping on. You never complain. I like that. You
should have seen officers' faces. When I was assessing them, I'd be walking along and all of a sudden pull your pants out, right beside them on the ground and go, keep walking. And they're going, oh, why didn't you dig in? Why didn't you do that? You go, I didn't have time. I've got a disease I didn't tell you about. What else do you want me to tell you about, boss? Oh, would you rather me quit or would you rather me keep up and keep deploying?
Yeah. Sinage, we could bottle that kind of essence from you as well, because Simon specialises in transporting that kind of essence, so we could have a lot of businesses going here.
Look what Bravo Charlie said.
What did he say?
Always ask for a second opinion when getting a prostate check.
Good grief.
Everyone's thinking, what are you talking about? This is disgusting. Go, guess what? Look forward to it because it's coming your way.
Exactly. Now, Simon had something he wanted me to mention to you. I've just got to scroll back, so talk amongst yourself for a second.
The good old days when you could call your knees left and right and not good and bad.
Okay, here it is. Simon Powell, Miss Lauren, could you please pass a message to Kaz? Patrol boats only for Christmas. I have no idea what that means. He's sending you a Navy message.
We were looking at doing a Simon Powell, Raffy, Kaz Army. We're looking at seeing where we could get some care packages sent to at Christmas time for some of the deployed members. But they're, and Simon's just doing an update there that it's basically those on shore patrol.
Yep, indeed. Indeed. And actually, here's another health PSA for everyone. Check your boobs. Yeah, oh, look, Nicole King said the same. But no, men should check their boobs too. Because it's a common misconception.
If I die from it, I die.
That men don't get breast cancer, but they do. And you've got it, the smaller you find those things, the better it is.
I'll check me aort, but not me chest. That'd be weird.
No, you just feel it when you're washing yourself. That's what ladies do. We just check our bussies when we're washing ourselves. You should do the same. Because men get breast cancer at a very high rate also. Yeah.
Well, anyway, guys and gals, choose action. 2022,
exactly.
For those that are coming in late, what are you going to do in 2022? Treat tomorrow like the New Year's resolution.
Yep.
Get a run up to 2022. Get rid of the excuses. Thin the crowd. Get a Fitbit. Join the crew. Get on Patreon. We've only got about 300 positions left. Yeah. Okay. And from there, basically be part of the herd. Replace some of the people in your life that aren't positive, that you can't communicate with, that you feel kiboshed from conversations or disrespected, that feel like you'd never want them to be in the passenger seat of your car unless they're in the back left passenger seat or behind you where you can't see them. And get on with life, because it only goes for a maximum 100 Christmases.
And boy, it goes quick.
It does go quick. Cattle Kings 2022. That's right, Daz. Daz has been listening to the online sales. We're looking forward to putting some more beef in his paddocks. We've been flat out the last couple of days, Daz. I've seen your messages coming in thick and fast. And, I don't ignore them. I hear Fitbits are a good idea. Simon Powell, they're a great idea. Yours is here. It's made for the big man's wrist. It's been here for over a year. But remember who broke that date when I was coming to give it to you? It was you. All I need is your address. Text me, mate, so I can come past after Monday, drop it off, okay, on your letterbox or whatever. And then from there, Bob's your uncle. But make sure that guys and gals, if you're bigger than what you should be, that you diet smart before you actually put hard impact on your limbs.
Yeah. Kaz doesn't have a Discord.
No.
I have one, but it's a shit fight.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have Discord for a couple of people. I haven't got it set up. I'm looking at getting Ryan to come over and pimp out everything to make the experience better. Ryan is the reason why we have the amalgamation of Streamlabs and green screens and bloody stream decks and everything sorted.
You teach me. His love keeps on giving. We pay it forward.
Yeah. Well, the crowd is starting to do talk with their feet. They're getting out of here. So let's get out of here and let you know that you've got to help me to help you. Right, guys and gals. Honestly. I can't do it all for you. I'm in your corner. Sure thing. And this can be an alternative to a portion of your life that adds a bit of positivity or a bit of direction. Have you ever seen one of these? This is a silver compass. That's where I get my direction from. And that's a $300 compass. And that is in mils, 6,400 of them instead of 360 degrees, which they use for orienteering. So this is what the military use.
Yep, you're basically Captain Jack Sparrow with that.
Silver prismatic.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, guys and gals.
It was a good stream. Thanks for that, Kaz.
It was just good to have a bit of a distracting stream, and thank you very much for everything, team. Thank you for the shekels. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. And we try to say it all on here. What are you going to do in 2022? Get a Fitbit, learn about money, learn to swim, thin the herd, choose action over just words. Don't be one of those people that tells you what they're going to do in the next 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. Just do it and then tell people.
Make believers out of those that doubt you by choosing action.
Yeah, exactly. Let your actions speak.
Yep. If you're going to do something cool, always invite someone to come with you because they might need it more than you.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, members.
Rusty Gypsy.
Oh, there you go. Rusty Gypsy Roving. Nice to see you.
The Rusty Gypsy. He hasn't stolen anything in ages. Poor Gypsy. All right. Okay, guys, take it easy. Put your comments below. We'll put out a video probably this weekend on the importance of swimming in the military. Okay, other than that, we're going to do an introduction or a sort of a call to action for the sort of videos that you would like to see reactions on, understanding. You probably want to keep it back in my realm and let me pick it so you always feel surprised and excited about what's coming next. I get that. So let's do that. All right. Okay, guys and gals, take it easy. Look after your family. You've only got one of them. Even if they're not perfect, okay, maybe we're not either.
Yeah, that's true.
Life is here to be lived. Be nice to each other. And if you can find tubes, let me know, because you can't find them anywhere down here.
Yeah, you know, have a spinach smoothie.
Bullshit, said Popeye. That's the only reason why they kept wanting to bash him. Was because he was a spinach eating freak. See you later. Take it easy.